Hi guys, as you know, my own name is C.Power and I'm going to be discussing my project progress report for you today. It's the topic headline on my project progress report has actually slightly changed from my day one project proposal. My day one project proposal was initially modelling building using BIM over outdated CAD informatics systems, whereas now it's modelling building using building information modelling and cloud computing over outdated CAD informatics systems. The reason I done this is because when I started to research the idea of BIM over CAD, there was a lot of links to cloud computing, and it just seems that they both go hand in hand. So I thought it'd be a good area, and there's a lot of research material online. So that's my topic headline. It's slightly changed, but I'll discuss where I'm at now for you. Okay. So in relation to my progress or my actual report, this is the basic structure that I've gone for that report, and in it you'll find an introduction to the proposal, what we discuss in that proposal basically. Then we move on to 21st century design and communication, how we've got to where we are over the past X amount of years, let's say. Then we discuss the examples of current industry issues, and I discuss for you in that some examples of industry issues that I've actually had myself whilst working for a small to medium enterprise. Then we move on to the solution and case studies and conclusion and discussion. The last two I actually haven't got completed, but I am working on them, and we'll just tell you what the proposal is for them later on. So first, if you're looking at my report, it's going to be an introduction to the proposal, and in this section we discuss for the reader the current state of the AEC industry in Ireland today. We'll explain that the industry has been extremely slow to adopt the current ICT advancements compared with other industries which have been much more successful, such as the automobile and airplane industries. I discussed the role of the SME to the industry, obviously, because the actual assignment that we were given was a proposal to an SME. So I'll identify in brief the solution to effective design and collaboration between SMEs, and discuss the benefits of adopting technologies or the available technologies for these SMEs also. So the next section of my report is the 21st century design and communication, and what we discuss in this section basically is what is BIM, where has it come from, and what do the four key pillars of BIM represent, i.e. collaboration, representation, life cycle and processes. What do they all mean to the AEC industry? Then we go on to discuss what cloud computing is, how communication has changed over the past 500 years, the different types of communication, whether it's synchronous or asynchronous, meaning whether you're either going to use the likes of emails or kind of dated technology, whereas you could be using things like instant messengers, which is much faster communication. Then we go into the bit that is a bit technical, and it's the link between BIM and cloud computing. And in this section we discuss for the reader the interoperability of traditional building management systems and how linked data provides a mechanism through which information silos can exist in a homogeneous format. So basically what that means in simple terms is it represents building data such as building information modelling using linked data format, which will allow linked data from other relevant sources across different domain silos. Okay, so it's all one operating platform type of thing. Moving on to some of the current industry issues, I'm almost finished this section in my actual report, and basically in this section I discuss how, let's say, for myself, having access to let's say a BIM central repository from a leading contractor would have allowed me to be more efficient with my workflow on behalf of the SME that I worked for, and how it would have cut down on the lead time for specific projects. Moving on from that then is the solutions and case studies. So I actually haven't got this part done in my report, but it's the next part to come up. And in this section I'll examine the success stories of previous building information, or sorry, previous SMEs that have implemented cloud computing with BIM, as it's probably the best way to convince the likes of an SME to adopt these technologies. It would have the idea behind the solution in case studies would be to leave a blueprint or a roadmap for any SME trying to weigh up their options to become more efficient, more collaborative, and more efficient on their work processes amongst each other, basically. So last but not least would be the discussion and conclusions. Currently I haven't begun this section, but what I aim to do with it is convey the necessity for all SMEs in the AEC industry to actually adopt the discussed technologies for the continued success of their business. But that could change after I actually do the research for the solutions and everything else. But that's the way it stands for now. So that'll be my report. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you later.